Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor Cox, and today we're going to be discussing STEM role models and mentors. So, like I said, my name is Taylor, and I'm the STEM outreach coordinator for the West Virginia Statewide After School Network. I've been in this position a little less than a year, and I've been really enjoying learning more about the out of school and after school world. Before this, I was a private tutor, and I have 2 degrees from Alderson Broaddus University, a bachelor's in science and biology, and a bachelor of arts in psychology. So you've probably seen the acronym STEM before. Um, it's really popular now, or maybe you've seen STEAM, and hopefully you're familiar with it. But if you're not, it stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And if you ever see STEAM, that A stands for arts, and sometimes that's added in there just for a little extra something. So I want us to put our thinking caps on and kind of do an icebreaker and think about what scientists look like. So that's what it is, exactly how it sounds, to draw a scientist. So get a writing utensil and something to draw on and do just that. Maybe think about what a scientist wears, what kind of tools they use, anything you think that is related to a scientist. Everybody, please do one individually and then pause this, give yourselves about 5 minutes, and then come back to me. Okay, great. So thank you for participating. And now go around the room and show everybody your masterpiece. Believe me, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we are implementing that A that we were talking about earlier that goes in STEAM and STEM. Okay, so this is the typical idea of a scientist, right? We have that Bill Nye, Einsteinian looking guy, probably with the crazy hair, a lab coat, a beaker of some sort that always looks like it's exploding for some reason. And this is what we've probably always associated scientists, right? This is what we grew up looking at. And it's totally fine if you drew this. Like I said, this is the typical idea. And this is what most people draw or try to draw. But in actuality, we know that scientists can look like anyone. That person you pass going down the street, they might be a person in STEM, they might be a scientist, and you just don't know it. So, as I said, anybody can be a scientist. It's equal representation. It doesn't matter ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation. Anybody can be in STEM and be a scientist if they choose to. Okay, so now I want us to think about role models and mentors and what they have mean to you. Hopefully, you can think back and find somebody that was in STEM, maybe a math teacher or a science teacher, an after school club provider, and think about what they meant to you. If you can't think of somebody that was in STEM, that is totally okay. Just try to focus and find somebody over your lifespan that has been a mentor or a role model to you. For me, my 2 biggest ones in the STEM world were probably one in high school and then one in college. The first one is Mrs. Roberts, who was my high school AP chemistry teacher, and before that, my Chem 1 teacher. And she actually had 2 degrees, one in chemistry and one in physics. And she graduated from Marshall University. She was always very encouraging. And she shared with us several times that, she was the only girl in those upper level of science classes, and it was intimidating. But she pushed through and obviously got her degrees, met her husband through the program. And so it was always really encouraging. And she encouraged us that even if we were the only girl in the class, that we could do it and be successful. The second one was in college, Dr. Ahmed, and she was my chemistry one, my organic one, and my biochemistry professor at Alderson Broaddus. She was super amazing as well. She always encouraged us since she was a woman in STEM and she immigrated to the US from India. She really had a deep understanding that sometimes it is very hard and sometimes you are the only woman in the room, but we can still put on our lab coats and be just as successful as our male counterparts. Okay, so why do role models and mentors matter? So now that you're thinking back of that person or those people that really inspired you over your life, hopefully you can find somebody and remember somebody. Why does it matter? So statistics show that 86% of girls say they'd be more confident if they had a mentor. And this doesn't mean necessarily somebody just in STEM, that would be great, but this is a coach, somebody in their church, somebody in their after school program, wherever this youth might be able to find somebody. And 36% of 13-year-olds say that they're confident. And then that percentage actually goes down by the time that they turn 18. So this is why we really want to find mentors and role models for these youth. The earlier, the better. Because as we see, the older they get, usually their confidence goes down. And sometimes that deters them from following what they want to do in a STEM field or any field that they might be considering hard or difficult. And when it comes to role models and mentors, girls say 56% of them that gender does not matter. It does not matter how their mentor is presenting themselves as long as they have one. And 75% say that race does not matter to them either, as long as they have that adult, that mentor that they can look up to, that is guiding them and giving them a confidence boost. And 9 out of girls say that they're interested in STEM, which is amazing. That's way above half, right? That's really great. But they would work harder and towards those scarier goals if they had somebody encouraging them. So we see, although 9 out of 10 girls are interested in STEM, not that many go into a STEM field because it is considered hard and it is still very much male dominated. And so we know mentors can be found in all stages of life. But like I said, the earlier, the better. The sooner that this person can find somebody and say, hey, you know what? You give me confidence, you give me strength, you're always encouraging me and making me feel like I can do this, the better. And now, due to social media, a lot of youth and students are actually finding mentors through social media. They are on TikTok and Instagram and any other social media app. They're DMing these people, they're watching their videos and being like, wow, if that person could do it, so can I. And mentors help create better bonds and better attitudes towards a subject or activity, right? It's so much easier to do something, even if it's hard, if you know that person's in your corner and is still going to be proud of you no matter what. And the most surprising thing is that teachers and parents are actually the most likely to discourage STEM careers, which makes mentors even more important. Sure, a mentor could be a parent or a teacher, but at the end of the day, we know that it's not always going to be that person and that youth need to find somebody that is encouraging them if their parent or their teachers are the ones that are being like, you can't do this. Okay, so now here's some resources. The first one is through Million Girls Moonshot and STEM Next. So Million Girls Moonshot seek to reimagine who can engineer, invent, because we know that the youth now are our future workforce, right? So we want them to be confident in their building skills and their innovating skills. And their goal is to engage 1 more million girls in STEM learning opportunities and after school and summer programs over the next 5 years. They already have a lot of girls engaged, but they want even more. The second is the National Girls Collaborative Project, or NGCP. They bring together organizations committed to informing and encouraging girls to pursue those careers in STEM. And two of their initiatives are If Then Collection and FabFems. So the If Then collection showcases women that are actually in STEM programs doing STEM work now. So if you have youth that are really interested in marine biology, they're going to have somebody that you can look at and show them pictures of or videos of. It's a whole database full of women in STEM and any job imaginable. And the second one is FabFems. Once again, it's a database and you can type in, a certain job, or you could type in West Virginia, and everybody that's in STEM that has registered for FabFems will come up, be included. So if you ever need somebody to talk about biology to your students and how I have kind of a career in it and the classes that you take and why I chose to pursue that, you could look me up in FabFems. And there's many more out there. There's Entree Girls, which help girls find mentors through social media. So if your girls were really interested in tech, they could help connect them with somebody that works at Apple or Microsoft or any of those big companies. There's Sci Girls, and they are through PBS, and they have shows and other curriculum, and they come in multiple languages. Girls Who Code, who show coding and have competitions and all kinds of cool information. And then Gender Scan, who have recently done a huge study over a lot of the world that shows STEM attitudes and how STEM attitudes change and are different when you're comparing boys and girls. And so you're thinking, okay, that's really great, but what about, can we show the youth, people from here, people from West Virginia, that they're going to relate to, right? Because it's so much greater and more impactful when you can see somebody from your own community succeed and thrive. So the first one is Emily Colangeli. You might have heard of her before. She's also known as the Space Gal. So she actually went to WVU in Morgantown, where she studied engineering and policies. So she has 2 bachelor's, mechanical and aerospace engineering, and she was awarded scholarships for her work in research and policy work. So after she graduated from WVU, she actually had the distinguished honor to go to MIT. And from MIT, she got her master's in aeronautics and astronautics, as well as technology and policy. So she was very busy, right? And she's a great example. And she has her own website. She has a zillion different social medias. She's always posting video of educational content and also real world content. And on her website, she gives examples of women in STEM and where you can find them. She gives suggestions of women on YouTube, and on TV, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, podcasts, whatever you can think of, she has a suggestion for it. So it's really a great place if you're looking for specific content. She also has suggestions of STEM toys that you could potentially purchase for your younger youth, that kind of give them that edge and get them started in being interested in STEM. And also she suggests books. She has her own series of books, but she also has other suggestions as well. She's a mom. She's been an astronaut. She had 2 shows on Netflix. I think they're still up and you can check them out. She's really, really amazing. And it's a great way to show that even if you come from a smaller town or a more rural state, that you can do really amazing things. The second one is Sydney. And so Sydney is from West Virginia as well. She's in 10th grade and she's been selected as a flight crew member this year through Million Girls Moonshot. So the flight crew features remarkable youth from across the country. 43 girls were selected from 37 states this year. And they're motivated by their impactful STEM experience beyond the classroom. And they are currently working in their communities to break down stereotypes and spark their peers' curiosity in STEM. And the whole point is for them to amplify not only their voice, but other youth voices as well, around STEM equity, as they work to where every young girl can imagine themselves as an innovator, as an inventor, as a builder, as an engineer, as anything that they want to be. And so it's really exciting. This is the second moonshot flight crew there has ever been. And so we're absolutely thrilled. We're over the moon that Sydney is going to be a part of that. So keep on the lookout for more information about that. And if you want to see the other girls that were selected, you can check it out on the MGM website. Okay, so lastly, join our newsletter and follow us on social media to keep up with content. So we have 2 newsletters that are sent out monthly. I promise we don't overwhelm your email inbox. We have a general one and then a STEM one and an occasional e-blast if we get something that is really important that we can't wait to send out. So it has funding opportunities, general information, and other opportunities that are happening statewide and nationwide. And same thing goes for our social media. We're pretty active. If you just type in WVSAN, you'll typically find us. Same thing there. We share information from all over the United States, and especially stuff that's happening in our own backyards, to keep you guys in the loop about grant opportunities, other scholarship opportunities, anything that we think will make your lives easier and help your youth be successful, right? And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me in this little talk. If you have any questions about anything or want more, even more information, please feel free to contact me. My email is right there. And then below that is the general website for the network as a whole. We do more work than just STEM. So please check us out. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day, everyone.